Hi guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? I thought I'd do some bed rant. I'm just going to be all over the place with this rant. It maybe covers many topics and be kind of all over the place topic wise. But I haven't gone live on my bed for a while, and I just feel like I have some things I want to let out. Say, if there was a Gospel of Jimmy, one of the verses would be this: "There is a friend who sticketh closer than a friend." I thought my two best friends were the moderator and my wife. I'm not anyone to claim absolute knowledge of that, the status of either of those friendships, but it seems to me that they both basically aren't there for me, one reason or another. But the friends I had today were the friends I had on my walk. You guys that said hi to me and gave me the sign and honked at me and all that were my friends today. And technically you may not be friends with a capital F, as in we hang out all the time, but you guys are the friends that were closer than my friends with a capital F, that are supposed to kind of be my best friends. When the road meets the road, they just take care of themselves, which anybody can do. That doesn't define a friendship. That defines a person taking care of themselves for survival. That doesn't there's no friend needed in that description. I mean, a friend, if all a friend has to do is take care of themselves, then either those are false friends, or friendship has no meaning. Friend isn't just someone who takes care of themselves while you take care of yourself. That's not a friend. Unless friendship has no meaning, in which case I'm friends with Adolf Hitler, because it doesn't have any meaning anyway, so I might as well say that. I thought so. So if friendship means anything, it's got to stand for something other than just two people both surviving apart from each other or whatever. If that defines friendship, then friendship has no meaning. If friendship does have meaning, then that's not a friend. And if the means justify the action, i.e. Machiavellian theory, look up Machiavelli, something like that, then there is no action, because all action is demanded by circumstance. If all action is determined by the best result, then there was no action, there was only necessity, which means we have no brain, which means we're not even, which means there's no verb, because we don't do anything, we just react because of necessity. But I know you guys all know that's absurd. So even no matter what the circumstance, a friend that for one reason or another decides not to be there for someone else is no longer that person's friend, if they ever were. The reason may be good, but that reason doesn't define them. Otherwise, that person is a non-thinking entity. If everything I do is defined by circumstance, then I do nothing. Therefore, I think nothing. Therefore, I'm not a person. No, of course that's absurd. I do what I want to do. The matter chooses not to hang out with me. My wife chooses not to call me. They make that choice. I'm sorry if there's a reason for that, but that's still their action. I could say the reason for me doing this, that's Machiavelli. That means I can do anything I want as long as I have a good reason. That's not true, though. Nobody accepts that. So then you can't accept that they have good reason to not be there for me, yet they are still my friend. No, that means friendship has no meaning, or that's an incorrect statement. So anyway, enough of that. I want to go on about a little more on that topic still, but with a different character in mind. I want to talk about Jesus and the way he handled himself, because I think Christians have it wrong. I'm not a Christian, but I see good in how Jesus did things. I want to be like him sometimes, or like him somewhat. Doesn't mean I have to worship him. Doesn't mean I'm saved. Doesn't mean I can. If I'm saved, I can do whatever I want and just ask for forgiveness. So there's no consequence for anything. That first of all, that's not right. Second of all, I don't choose that. But as far as acting like him and being like him, I kind of like some of his examples. I don't care if I go to heaven or hell. That's not the point. The point is, following his example is cool sometimes. And one of the things I think that I kind of get from him is that it wasn't his friends that gave him his strength. You guys get that? One of them, Peter, denied him. Another one, Judas, sold him, betrayed him. That didn't take his strength away, because his strength wasn't based on his friends. his strength was based on his conviction of who he was, knowing about himself, accepting, liking, and believing in himself, and knowing he had a mission, and that mission involved something higher than himself. In his case, God. In my case, the universe. I have no problem with that. That's actually cool. That actually is a good thing I can learn from Jesus. Doesn't mean I'm worshiping him. Doesn't mean I'm saved, whatever that means. It means I see good in his example. Jesus went through all of that even when nobody was there with him. He would go off to the mountains a lot of the time and just be by himself, and there wasn't a soul around. And there was nobody that stood by him when he was on the cross. So whatever he was really on, we call it the cross. There was no one there on his side. All the disciples left because they were afraid that might be next. That doesn't sound like they were there for him. LOL. Well, my people I have called friend, not even there for me, but yet I'm still here. It's my conviction about what I believe, liking, believing, and accepting myself, and liking myself, believing in myself, and believing that I have a purpose and a mission here on earth, and I have kind of a higher power, which is the universe. That universe could even be a part of myself. I can't prove that that's not even what it might even be my higher self, but I can't say that. More than likely, it's a different entity than me. More than likely, it's something that could call itself the universe, but I don't know that. I don't call it God. It's not the Hebrew God. If that's the God up there, I'm worshiping Satan, and that's literally true right now. If there's a God right now, I'm a Satanist. But if there's no God, then there's no Satan to be a Satanist. LOL. And I'm not. I'm just a person on a path, and I try to choose a good path, and I try to choose the path I believe in, and a positive one. Now, along that line, but on a different topic, something hit me today on my walk. One of my fans was driving by, and he went like this, like, "Yeah, we got it, Jimmy," and it hit me in that instant that I think the shirtless guy thing is even bigger than me. Shirtless Guy, I may have started it, and I may be a big part of it. But to me, it may be getting, or maybe already has gotten beyond just me, or maybe it's bigger than just me. In the fact that when someone does this, that means we have a fight. That means we have a point, we have a purpose. Not just Shirtless Guy walks around town, but we have a cause. Shirtless Guy stands for something. I don't tell people what to do, but I show them, for instance, health is the new wealth. Putting your body and your health first. Not having to conform to people just so you can say you conformed. Not having to be part of the majority just because they must be right. Having the faith, courage, and will to do you and to do what you want and be true to yourself. That's bigger than just me, even though that's part of what I do, and it's part of what I may have started with Shirtless Guy, but it's still it's still a cause, and I'm honored to be have had be a part of it, and have had at least a part in starting it. And then I thought about that a little further than that, and I thought it makes sense then, given what I just said, that I have haters, because for every cause there's always a hater. You can't have Jews without having Herod. I mean, not Christians. You can't have Christians without the devil. You can't have Jews without King Herod killing all your people. Or you can't have a movement and not have somebody that's against it. Otherwise, it's not a movement. It's just a state of being. If we're all on the same side, that's not a movement. That's just how we are. But anything that's a movement is going to have friction from people that don't like the movement, and that made me see the haters in a positive, different light than I had before. They're necessary. They're as Hans Gruber said. He said in Die Hard, he said, police action was inevitable in this case, and as it happens, necessary. So call me when you get to the last lock. Haters are inevitable. There's no reason to be surprised by them. There's no reason to be upset by them. They just come with the package, So another topic. I'm just spilling my guts here. Anything else while I'm thinking here? Having said that, let me just wrap up the friend thing just a little bit more. I do have a lot of people though that I do get good energy from that I call friends. I even have some that call me literally. I have a friend named Brett. I have a friend named Jack. He's got a brother named Jake, and they have a dad named John. I have a lot of friends, more than I probably even know. And I'm grateful to all of them. The people that were my friends today helped me get through the day, because I have talked less than 5 minutes. No, if you count the people I talked to on my walk, I've talked maybe 20 minutes worth today to all people that I've talked to on my whole day. Well, maybe I went to the bank. I don't know, maybe half an hour. Anyway, but the point is, I don't have a consistent person to talk to every day. It's always the same person to talk. It's just different people that come up to me and different things I have. And I'm grateful for that, because that was my interaction today. That was the people I talked to today. It wasn't my wife or moderator. It was just people that know me just just know me. And I'm grateful that I did talk to them, and I'm grateful that I got to have an energy exchange, and it got me through the day. It got me through having a pretty good day. And which is funny, because that in turn gives me energy to come home and do my channel. It gives me energy to come home and do my music, which in turn gives the energy to the people that give me energy on my walk. So it's cool. I like it. I just don't have, you could say I have new friends, and I have friends that like me now, not liked me 10 years ago, and now don't really like me anymore, but they just get stuck with being my friend. You guys know what I mean? Like the other people just say, oh, Jimmy's this, and they don't like me anymore, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to go on about it. Anyway, now I want to do something musical. Do you guys want me to get a guitar and bring it in? Because I want to do like a little lesson, but maybe I don't need a guitar. What do you guys think? I want to do a music theory lesson, but I don't know if I need to get a guitar or not. Let me think. Let me think here. Let's not have a guitar. I have to get up and move the phone around, and you guys have to watch. Let's just do it without a guitar. I want to do this. Pretend I'm on a walk, and this is just like one of my talking lessons. There's no guitar. I mean, there is a guitar. I just don't have one. I was just thinking of all the permutations of 7-note scales, and I may bring this up later with a guitar, but let me just try it now without one. The permutations well, I'll tell you what. Break it. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's just try to do it with that. Picture what I'm saying. I'll try not to have to get a guitar. So, a lot of the alterations that create other scales other than major scale in 7-note scales are sharpening the 7th in a minor mode, or flattening the 6th in a major mode. Okay. But you don't want two half steps in a row. So that's why you can't sharp the 7th of a Phrygian mode. Why is that? Because a Phrygian mode has a flat 9, and so the sharp 7 makes 2 consecutive half steps between the major 7th octave or tonic and flat 2nd or minor 2nd, flat 2. So that you can't have a sharp 7 in a Phrygian mode. So you can only have sharp 7 in Dorian mode or sharp 7 in Aeolian mode. If it's sharp 7 in Dorian mode, you have a melodic minor scale. If it's sharp 7 in Aeolian mode, it's a harmonic minor scale. Took care of that. Now for the majors, a lot of the alterations involve flat 6. But you can't have flat 6 in a Lydian mode, and why is that? Because Lydian mode has a rate of a sharp 4. And the sharp 4, if you have a flat 6, makes a sharp 4 half step from sharp 4 to 5, and half step from 5 to flat 6, which gives 2 half steps in a row. And you see you can't have a flat 6 with a Lydian mode because you have two consecutive half steps. But what you can do, if you have a flat a flat 6, you can have a flat 6 in mixolydian mode or flat 6 in Ionian mode. If you have a flat 6 in mixolydian mode, you have an Aeolian dominant scale, or aka fifth mode of a melodic minor scale, or aka melodic major scale. You can actually call it melodic major because it's a minor scale. It's Aeolian mode with a raised third, or Aeolian dominant, meaning it's got the major third, but the flat 6 and the flat 7th, whereas the melodic minor scale has a minor third and a sharp 6 or major 6 and major 7th. So it's a mirror image, so it could be called the melodic major scale, would be in mixolydian with a flat 6. And then the Ionian mode with the flat 6 is simply harmonic major. So that took care of that. So you can see really easily the permutations if you look at the scales in your head. Take all minor, forget about Locrian, take all the minor scales, minor modes, Phrygian, Aeolian, and Dorian. Try to sharp the 7th. If you sharp the 7th in Phrygian, you get 2 half steps in a row. You get the sharp 7 octet, sharp 7, tonic, flat second. You can't do it. But the Dorian mode, sharp 7th is melodic minor. The Aeolian mode, sharp 7 is a harmonic minor. Then take the major modes, which is Lydian, Mixolydian, and Ionian. Try to flat the 6. If you flat the 6 in a Lydian mode, then it raise 4 of the Lydian mode, makes a half step between that and the 5th, and the 5th, there's a half step between the 5th and the flat 6, which makes 2 consecutive half steps, which means Lydian mode can't have a flat 6. So you do a flat 6 in a Mixolydian mode, and you get melodic major, aka Aeolian dominant, or you do a flat 6 in an Ionian mode and get a harmonic major scale. So it's really not that hard if you think about it. You work out the permutations. Just don't have 2 half steps in a row. Try to sharp the 7th in minor scales. Try to flat the 6th in major scales, and you get lots of possibilities. Aeolian sharp 7 is harmonic minor. Dorian sharp 7 is melodic minor. Ionian flat 6 is harmonic major. Mixolydian flat 6 is melodic major. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.